What I'm getting while I was shuffling the cards and the messages that came through with this card here is I feel like a lot of you are waiting on a person to come back. And I feel like if you have been waiting on them to come back, waiting on them to somehow make up their mind about, what direction they want to head on with you, I feel that you're not going to be doing that anymore, which is good. And then for others, I feel like this is a card about, wanting to make a peace offering with another person. Okay. Like wanting to either reconcile. And I feel like reconciliation is not about getting back together. I feel like somebody's mad at you or upset with you. And I feel like you want to say you're sorry. So you were waiting, like a lot of the times when we argue with another person, it's usually a situation related to pride. There's also, wanting to get at the truth, but I feel like two people are very proud and no one wants to open their mouths and apologize or reconcile. And I feel that there might have been something that happened. I feel like the other person's upset with you and you were just like, oh, you were upset too. So you're just like, oh, I don't need them. But then I feel that so I feel like, you're like biting the bullet and you're going to approach them first and you're not going to be waiting in this uncomfortable position, just waiting for things to get better. You're actually going to get your hands dirty and to do something to fix it. Okay. So that's very, very positive. And then for others, I feel like there is a major change around, like turnaround as it relates to your romantic life, where you are, like if you've been feeling as if, I feel like a lot of you recovered from a past relationship and now you're putting yourself out there on the dating front. So that looks really good. So these are all positive messages with the Hangman in the reverse. So let me talk about the foundation because this is something that we know to be true coming into this month, okay? The foundation here, we have the Seven of Wands in the reverse position. The Seven of Wands in the reverse position is basically a card where it's an end to conflict. It's an end to ego games. And it's also where you don't have to really, fight for the things that you believe in anymore. I feel like somebody is on board with you and they're agreeing to the things that you espouse. So I feel like you're not going to have to defend your values. You're not going to have to defend your ideas and you're not going to have to defend your stance anymore for whatever reason. Okay. So moving into this month, I guess, you're feeling very, very sure and certain and people are on board with you. So you're not going to have to defend yourself. It's linked up here with the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Swords might be another person that you're dealing with, an air sign, Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Libra. And with this air sign energy, what it basically means is I feel like a lot of you are meeting a very good match because it's a fellow air sign and you both are like, you believe in the same things. So long gone are the days where you have to constantly over explain yourself because the other elements they might not understand, but you're encountering a very simple similar energy where someone knows exactly what you mean without you having to like over explain, having to like tell them multiple times. They get it. So I feel like a lot of you might be dealing with this person, okay? And it looks very, very stable if you are dealing with an air sign. I feel that, they are a little bit mischievous. I feel like they're very witty, very intelligent, very sharp. They have a internal, I guess, like radar when it comes to sniffing out lies and knowing when somebody, like separating fact from fiction, sniffing out lies. So I feel like you're dealing with somebody who's quite sharp, quite witty. I feel like, not traditionally beautiful, but they're beautiful in your eyes. So I feel like it's somebody with, who smiles a lot, who has like a little bit of a mischievous streak within them. So if you're dealing with this person, things are very, very stable and things are smooth. You might have had some type of a, philosophical difference between you and them in the past, but now things are good and things are stable. So what showed up in your past position here is the Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Cups basically means the great love. Okay, this is just like things given to you and somebody entering your life that really triggers you emotionally. So it's a very, very positive card, especially if it's relates to you, some of you starting a new relationship very recently. I feel like that looks really good. It's also linked up here with the Page of Cups. And the Ace of Cups and the Page of Cups together is very, very good. What it does is that I feel like, you know, you don't just love the other person, you like them as a person. Like, you like their friendship, you value their friendship, you value their ideas, and you can see yourself like having a friendship as your foundation, because I feel like you get along really well. So a lot of you might be dealing with a water sign as well, a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. If this person came into your life very recently, then I feel that it looks really good. Okay, it looks very, very positive. So crowning this reading is something that you are thinking about. And we have the Four of Cups, especially for those of you who are single, a lot of options. And I feel like you're going on dates. You have many options coming through, and you're juggling two options here with the Two of Pentacles. So especially for those who are single, I feel like you're looking, you know, if you are single right now, which basically means you left a significant relationship, right? And I feel that past relationship that you've had, it was very, very emotionally nurturing, very emotionally fulfilling. And so the options that are presented to you, you're just like, I don't want that. I want something that is a lot more like what I had before. Very, very deep, very, very emotionally fulfilling. So I feel like that's what you're aiming for if you are single. If you're in the single department, we do have here showing up as the Magician. And the Magician is in the upright position. So this is basically, you know, the single gal, single guy. They're going out with their friends, and there's a lot of going out, going to really extravagant places is also what I'm feeling. Being in the center of attention, having a lot of suitors. And, you know, you're not in any hurry. For those who are single, you're not in any hurry to get hitched. You're not in a hurry to, like, you know, find the one. I feel like you're going through the motions, wanting to date around, wanting to explore a little bit, and wanting to find that one relationship partner that really, you know, appeal to you on an emotional level, like the one you had in the past. Towards the end of this month, for those of you who are doing this, I feel like somebody's going to catch your eyes, okay? Somebody's in particular, because we have the Hermit card, and this is what I call like internet stalking. This is somebody who is like looking at other people's pictures, somebody who is doing some type of digging, some type of information gathering on a specific person. And what I do sense is that if you are, you know, single and dating, there's going to be somebody that catches your eyes towards the end of the month. And then likewise, if you're in a relationship, right? If you're in a relationship and you're kind of like eyeing somebody else, that can also show up. And I feel like for those of you who are juggling multiple people and you're supposed to be in a relationship, be very, very careful, because I feel like someone is digging into your past, like looking at your pictures, or, you know, prying. I feel like prying. Some information about what you're doing. So just be careful about that if you're juggling two people and you're not supposed to. What is coming through as well is, I feel a lot of you, what's coming through in the future position. We have the Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Cups is shown up in the reverse position. This is a Pisces, a Cancer, or a Scorpio. And this is somebody coming into the picture who wants to date socially. And I feel like if it's a, you know, like they have many suitors. They're going on many dates. And I feel like this is somebody that's going to catch your attention towards the end of the month, for those of you who are single and dating. And I feel like you're going to be very swept away by this person. And you're going to do a lot of, I see a lot of like running obsessive thoughts about this person. And, you know, this is a typical Gemini thing too. I feel that you fall in love very easily, like you get swept off your feet very easily. And once you like somebody, you really dig up information as well. So I feel that coming through towards the end of the month. And then likewise, I feel like if you were involved right now with a water sign, okay, if you are involved with a water sign right now, and you have been kind of like having doubts or having like suspicious thoughts, you're going to come to light. Some information is going to come to light. You're going to stumble upon some information about some indiscretion okay, that they are dealing with. And I don't usually enjoy saying that, but I feel it very strongly with this spread, where if you are dealing with a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising, and you have had suspicions, and you have looked into their either their phone, their computers, or things like that, you're gonna stumble upon something. And if not already, if it hasn't happened already, so that's what I'm feeling here for your joint finances. Overall, it's the Two of Wands. It's actually a very, very good thing. If you're looking into investment opportunities as it pertains to property management, especially, I see travel and tourism as well. Those are good fields for you to invest your joint finances. Okay. It's going to pan out really well for you, real estate and things like that. Okay. Now the, ninth house deals with higher education, long distance travel as well. And, it also deals with philosophies and, you know, religion. Religion is a touchy topic, but let's talk about this. We have here the Empress, and the Empress is somebody who's very, very much in control of situation. Okay. This is a card about beauty. This is a card about, basically, like, in the reverse position, it can also indicate vanity. And, for the sake of, you know, let's talk about religion here. This is basically a situation where we might be a little bit dogmatic, based on the things that we believe in. Okay. And that can be philosophies, and that can also be religious upbringing as well. And I feel like a big part of you, I feel like the home environment has been very stable. So you grew up in an environment where, you know, religious, ideologies might have been transmitted through the maternal side of the family with the Empress card. And what that does is that it's forcing you to re-examine, you know, the things that you really believe in, and to try to compromise with other people based on the things that they believe in. So they will not believe the same things that you do. And it's really important for you to learn how to bridge the distance and the boundary, rather than, you know, try to bridge that gap, try to bridge those boundaries, rather than, you know, I guess, like, putting a wedge in between people. Okay. And it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a major, major challenge as well. With the Empress in the reverse as well, it's, when it deals with philosophies and things like that, it basically advocates for women's rights. And I'm getting this message, not so much from the card, but mainly, you know, through what I'm seeing here, where I feel that, you know, this is, wanting to promote things that might concern, you know, fertility, women's rights, and things like that. And I feel that, you know, in a religious way, it's a hot topic actually in the world. So this is something that that's on your mind. It's going to be brought up for question as well sometime for this month. Okay. Either with a debate with a coworker or just somebody in your group of friends. But I feel like it's going to be an issue that is brought up for debate. What I'm also feeling here is, as it relates to long distance travel, there are opportunities for you to do that. But I feel like on the practical front, there are a lot of responsibilities that won't allow you to do that. So you might have the money, but you might not have the time, or vice versa. You might have a lot of time, but you might not have the financial resources to do that yet, because the responsibilities are creeping in. Okay. I feel a lot of you might have started a new job with this contract here. So you might be on that probationary period where you have to be there all the time, and you have to be on good terms with, you know, your supervisor or your managing director, whoever it is. So you might not be able to take that vacation so early on. As it relates to higher education as well, with the Empress in the reverse position, I feel like some of you might be wanting to, you know, apply for school, either graduate school, finishing up your bachelor's degree, or even doing some type of a PhD program, or even vocational school. There might be responsibilities coming through from the mother that might not allow you to do that just yet. So there's some blockages here when it comes to higher education. Okay. And if you are doing higher education, I do see a lot of you are in the nursing degree, like, or trying to get a nursing degree in the healthcare profession as it relates to women's health, reproductive health, or even not even just women's, but, you know, reproductive health in general. Okay. And, I feel that this is going to pan out for you, but there's some blockages here, either, having to take care of things like practical responsibilities that's really preventing you from doing this just yet. I do feel March being a really good time where it can really, the blockages will really lift for you. Now, your career house is looking very, very good. So we're looking at the 10th house. The 10th house deals with career and the father figure. So we have here the Magician, and this is such a powerful card. It's kind of like at the apex, you know, of your spread. So this is a really, really good card, which basically means that you have the power of persuasion, okay? Whatever you are dreaming about and you're trying to conjure up and trying to bring into the world, you're going to be able to do it successfully. You have everything at your disposal in order to realize some ideas and to manifest them. So this is a really, really powerful card. I feel a lot of you are in a career where you are kind of like on center stage, all eyes are on you, and they're watching you make your magic. So just make sure it's in the upright position. So I feel like, you know, this deals with like the orator, the person who has to be in the limelight, the person who is making these really, really important decisions, and they're under a lot of scrutiny, good or bad. But I feel this is a very positive card that basically means you wield a lot of power, so use it responsibly. Okay. As it deals with the father figure, this is a very, very ambitious man. I feel that, you know, you have a father that can be very independent, might be a little bit of a bachelor, might have trouble, you know, settling down and handling, you know, the role of the father or the role of the provider or even the role of the family man. So this is a man that I consider the bachelor, somebody who's really hard to pin down. They have many interests, and it's hard for them to like stay in one place and be domesticated. Okay. So you might deal with a father figure that is like this. So overall, for your career house, I feel like a lot of you are starting something brand new where you wield a lot of power. So it might be a supervisory position. It might be like in a public speaking forum, in a public environment. So you wield a lot of power. And I feel like money is coming through based on like speaking engagement, like contracts. I feel like, you know, your second house, this is income and money. So I feel like a lot of money is coming through speaking engagement, through like public appearances and things like that. The 10th house, so 11th house deals with friends and group associations. We're going to have to do some reassessment to see who our friends are. So don't stretch yourself too thin, because I feel like it's quality over quantity. Now, you're an air sign. You're also known as the social butterfly. And I feel like you have a wide circle of friends. You and Libras, very, very wide circle of friends. I feel like Aquarius are a little bit more discerning with their friends. And I feel like Geminis and Libras often are not. So just be a little bit careful here, because what I feel here is you might run into friends who are very, very overindulgent and who are quite reckless and irresponsible. Okay, with the 9 of Cups here, this is a card about, you know, the person that has it all. Like it's usually indicative of overindulgence, but it's also a situation where the emotional connections are not there. So aim for friends that are a little bit more, I guess, like genuine, and aim for friends that are not only interested in the veneer, but they are interested in you as a person. As it relates to group associations, you're going to have many, many offers when it comes to joining groups, when it comes to allying with other people in order to fight for a cause, or to join groups in order to, you know, meet new people as well. So the options are coming in plentifully, but I feel like you don't have the time. You're stretched out too thin, and you're not going to be able to do things well. So just make sure that you are a little bit more selective with friends and group associations. Okay. Aim for the things, aim for the things and the people that really strike a chord with you on the emotional level. I feel like that's very important, rather than, you know, playing the social butterfly and having a wide network, but like very few true friends. I feel that it's important for you to narrow down your options overall. The 12th house deals with, this is a card, a house that deals with secrets and institutions. Usually any residual karma usually falls out in this house when I do this spread. And it's also, just for the purposes of this reading, it's the things that are hidden in your environment that you're not aware of. And this is also a very spiritual, a very psychic house as well. We have here the Eight of Wands, and the Eight of Wands basically means some type of, this is the arrows of love, and this is communication. Long distance communication, swift, fast communication. And when it shows up in the reverse position, it's basically telling you to, telling you that, you know, don't stretch yourself too thin and really focus on the things that actually matter. So a lot of things are going to be brought up to your attention, but I feel that you need to narrow down some of the things that are important to you, that speak to you personally. On top of that, what I do feel in your environment that you're not aware of here, this is kind of like saying one thing and meaning another, or even like stoppage, slow down in communication from overseas as well. Okay.